So if we move on now, so we have the foundational concepts and more or less how well-being and nutrition relate to each other. And we also understand and learn that the body communicates with itself, with the gut and the brain, and communicates with the brain and the gut, also sending signals, which translate into signs and symptoms for us, because the body also communicates with us. So in this case, we're going to talk in this slide about the things that are impacting uh, nutrition impacting negatively, sorry, to well-being. Yeah, the food as triggers. So we talk about this brain axis and the constant conversation. And the question here is, are we listening? And if we are, what are we feeding this conversation? So when we talk about stress and sleep or workload, is the main factor affecting how we feel. But one of the biggest influences is also what we eat, and it's something that we have control over it. So think about the modern life in our daily work experience, being in the office. We sometimes skip meals or leaning into sugar, caffeine to get through the day, and sometimes sitting for hours without realizing even that we don't have a break to go to the loo. So this is all part of well-being also, but it's also affecting our mood, energy, and digestion and sleep. So we know that if, for example, lack of movement affect digestion and also your body health, you will suffer more pains and aches around your body if you don't move regularly. So we tend to think about food as the obvious one, like in the first picture, I made it a bit obvious, with all the sugar, refined carbs, and also you can see crisps, sweeties, ready meals, but about the other things that we don't see with our eyes, but they are there, is trans fats, partially hydrogenated oils, food additives, colorants, and E numbers. All these components that are in most of our food in food production is in big amounts. It has a big impact on our bodies and well-being. We're gonna see on the next slide a little bit more, but this is the obvious one. So now I want you to have a look at the salad below, and I don't know if it's obvious or not for you, but it looks healthy and it's quite innocent. But then when we go and check the salad dressing, for example, that is the third image that I have added here. And this is the salad dressing label. So I will encourage everybody to read the labels. And for example, you can find in the processed food additives and few nutrients. And for example, as well, I have marked here the level of fat on this label. Legally, the food industry can say that the trans fat is zero, because if it's 0.49, they can say zero. If it's 0.5, they need to put it, but otherwise they don't have to. So if you see that it's zero and then the saturated fat is zero, where is the fat coming from? It's a total for 4 grams. So they don't actually legally have to say that they have partially hydrogenated oils on the label, but they have to mention they have trans fats. So if you think, okay, we have 4 grams, so some of this is hydrogenated oils or most of it. That's why it's important to educate yourself regarding all these different things. In numbers, for example, it will affect different people if you are more sensitive to it or not. And for sensitive people, that can bring a lot of symptoms to deal with. So sometimes a product can say sugar-free or fat-free or low fat or gluten-free even. And sometimes those artificial replacement that they put in place aren't that good for you. So it's something to consider. So the last line I put here, when I start to talk about that with people or clients, they get a little bit stressful. At first, the slide was with more red stuff, but then I realized information was already quite stressful, so I took the red away. And it feels overwhelming, but it's not about cutting things from your diet immediately. It's not about removing everything and never having a treat. It's not about that. It's about having awareness and making every small steps to change habits that we have. And wherever you are in this journey is the place you need to start. It's not right or wrong. So don't, start to think, oh my God, what I'm doing, this and that. Okay, you didn't know, now you know, and now you have the choice. And we aim for awareness and to for reconnection here, okay?